All right, Teresa, feel free to take over.
I'm Teresa Griffith. I'm the Youth Service Center Coordinator at Floyd Central High School. And with me is the Youth Service Center Student Council, and I'd like for them to introduce themselves.
I'm Drew Akers. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Ava Bailey, and I'm also a sophomore. I'm Katie Stumbo. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Philip Hamilton.
I'm Allie Hamilton. I'm a senior and president of the council.
I'm Jacob Skates. I'm a junior.
I'm Maddie Abel and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Cole Sullivan, and I'm a sophomore.
Ann Wills, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Barrett Williams and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Bailey Garcia and I'm a sophomore. I'm Aubrey Moore and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Reagan Lafferty, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Brooke Hill and I'm a junior.
I'm Ava Mason. I'm a senior. I'm Bailey Williams, and I'm a sophomore.
And some of our students can be with us today. They are testing or have STLP or something going on today. So what we wanted to talk to you about is the Youth Service Center Student Council. This council has been in place for the past 5 years. I started it the second year that I was the coordinator here. And you'll have to forgive me, I'm not a tech person. So we started in 2020. I had this idea and went to my principal that I wanted to form a student council to be the voice of the Youth Service Center. So initially I had 5 students that I just kind of pulled and talked to them about my ideas. And we didn't do a lot of activities that year. It was about planning. So then in 2021, we were up to 15 students just by teacher referrals and word of mouth. In 2022, we started doing a lot of community activities. And with that, the interest grew. And we had about 35 students that third year. And after that, it kind of just took off. And beginning in 2023, we had over 50 students that were interested in participating in this group, some on their own and some their parents came and said, my kid needs to join your group. And so that was a struggle the first year with 50 kids. It was a lot for me to take on. So we started doing the application process, and I pulled members from my advisory council, 1 teacher in the building, and 2 community partners that didn't have anything to do with their school, as far as they didn't have a student in our building. And we would review those applications. And in those applications, we look for more than just my mom or dad wanted me to be on this council. We look for their strengths. What could they bring to this council? Were they really truly interested in joining this council? And what difference they felt that they can make, not only in our school, but in our community. And so I have assigned, each of the kids are going to be talking about different PowerPoints. So on the diversity.
My name is Allie Hamilton and I'm the president of the council. I'd like to preface that the Floyd Central Youth Service Student Council has a high emphasis on diversity and promoting a more inclusive school environment. We have students from different backgrounds, whether that be grade level, gender, academics, or home situations. We make an intentional effort to include underrepresented students in our school, and we want to hear voices from each grade level and from several varied backgrounds within our school to allow for new and fresh perspectives. For example, one coming from a lower class family can offer input of social issues within a community that someone from a higher class may be unaware of. And I'd like to also preface that we're not an income-based council. We want students who are underrepresented to be seen because we feel they have valuable suggestions to add.
And so part of being diversified is that was one of the biggest reasons to start this council, to take kids from every different background. The council was a place to start to where kids that may never have spoken high school had the opportunity to speak and feel that they were just as important as the other kids. So I've had foster kids being raised by grandparents. I've had high academic kids. I've had athletes. I've had just your everyday kid that may not have participated in any sports and just was kind of isolated. So this council gave those students the opportunity to get together as one group. So the girl or the boy that didn't have a lot of confidence can be like, hey, I gotta hang out with Drew or I gotta hang out with Allie and she's the president of that council. And so we do these activities together in school and out of school. So again, the ideal membership size, I try to keep it to 30 or less students. That is just easier for me to manage with my budget and with activities and space. The more students I have, you know, if we take trips, that's going to be an extra bus that I would have to take. Or, you know, I always get these kids t-shirts at the beginning of the year and mid-year because we wear these to every community event that we do. And it just helps them get recognized and who they are. So I've tried the 50, and my office is not that big. And so 30 is a really good number. And please excuse us if we're nervous. This is our first webinar. Membership model.
It's voluntary participation, so you can send in an application. And we focus on value added. So if you think you can bring something to the council or like one of your friends can that aren't in it, you can refer them to somebody. And it's personal invitation and we have conversations emphasizing strengths. So if we're having like a conversation about like president or vice president, stuff like that, if you think they can bring something, the most, you just vote them for that and they kind of help out the council.
So every year it just happens to be this way it's worked, but I have a lot of seniors. So like I replaced the seniors. So last year I had 16 seniors graduate. So I replaced 16 council people to keep it on that level. We are trying to highly recruit our freshmen so that they can be with us the entire 4 years and end up leading as our officers. So we do have a president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary, and these were voted on by their peers for these positions. And as far as and when she was talking about the interviews, so if they have a friend that they come and say, you know, talk to the council, say, hey, I think Mary should join our council. She's really good leader. She's great at PowerPoints and she loves to do community service. Then we go through that and we talk about new members to bring them in. Our meeting structure, we do try to meet every month. I have to have 2 separate meetings to accommodate schedules because a lot of our council goes to FCSI in the morning, others go in the afternoon. So I will usually have a meeting before they leave and then one when the others return. So we don't always get to meet monthly, but we try our best to be able to do that. And the officers give their updates if we've had any fundraising. They report out on how much we made, how much we had to pay. And we have a secretary that sends out stuff. All of our officers actually send out everything via social media in a group messenger. And we are working on getting a Facebook page. We do have a current Youth Service Center Student Council page on Facebook, but we're kind of moving away from that and getting instead of just a page, getting our own website.
So I'm Ava Mace and I'm talking about statewide implementation. And Youth Service Center Council, Student Council model is adaptable for all FRYSC / Youth Service Center. And many different people and groups are a part of YSC, but the cost stays the same to elevate student voice, promote leadership, and guide programming to meet student and community needs. And It's effective at both elementary and high school levels. Here at the high school, majority of us are able to drive to go to like, the nursing home or to do say trick or treats. But at elementary, you don't have to travel in order to do these things. You can do Christmas cards at school, or you can do a food/can drive, or a donation box, or a stuffed animal toy drive, or buses could transport the kids to nursing homes in order for them to do things.
So these are some of the activities over the past few years that the student council have been involved in. And you all feel free to speak up if you participated in these activities and like what your favorite one was. But we host a community Easter egg hunt. And we do that every year at a local park, and we had over 200 people sign in for that, for each of those events. So the second year that we were doing the Easter egg hunt, we incorporated a sensory friendly area, and the parents absolutely loved that. We do adopt a grandparent program where we actually go to the nursing home and do activities with the residents. And let me tell you, those elderly people know how to play cornhole. And we actually just went there for Halloween and gave out treats to all the residents. And the kids sang happy birthday to one that was having a birthday that day. And in that, we have come up with another thing that we were doing down there. We'll talk about that a little later, and that we have partnered with someone else to go back in December. We host a military appreciation night that is done by the Floyd County FRYSC, but these kids help out with registration, giving out door prizes, and we have around 300 people that attend that event every year. We've done a duffel bag drive. In the past, the duffel bag drive is we collected duffel bags and we partnered with our feeder schools to give to every law enforcement agency, social worker in Floyd County, so that when they went on a removal, they were able to give that kid something to pack their belongings in. So we had a big event celebrating that, and the remaining bags were given to Pikeville Post, KSP, so that they could always be able to replenish those bags in their cruisers. We hosted a pet food drive where, again, we partnered with our elementary schools, and we were able to collect 4,500 pounds of food that went to our local animal shelters and rescues. And we did our county cleanup, where the Floyd County Judge Executive's Office will pay students in the community to go pick up trash alongside the road. So we partnered with our volleyball team and our football team and baseball team, and we collected trash up and down the highway in front of our school. And of course, we had our SRO escort us to make sure we were all safe. During the flood, we assisted in many ways. Our school was opened up as a hub where all donations came through us. We provided showers, we provided a warm meal, charging stations, and some of these kids came out and assisted with all that. And during every flood, the first big flood in Floyd County, we went to the Martin Community Center where we handed out cases of water and supplies, and being part of the FRYSC, we're able to find assistance for these families and refer them to the resources that they needed. A youth leadership conference during COVID, which was a crazy time for everyone. I kind of tapped in, and the board had some additional funding in a pot that had been sitting there for a couple of years. So I just asked if I could use it for a youth leadership conference. So they gave me that money, and we were able to bring Terre Haute Facilitations into Floyd Central and hosted the first ever youth leadership conference in our building. This council created the William Peacher Memorial Scholarship, and Miss Lafferty is going to talk about that a little bit later. We've done our first ever breast cancer awareness event. And I do have photos in a little bit so you all can see all this wonderful stuff. first ever breast cancer awareness event where we had 14 women that were screened for mammograms in the mobile unit. It was just a wonderful, wonderful event. And we have been asked to do that every year. We've also collected toys and games for the McDowell Martin ARH speech therapy departments. And we do community and school safe trick or treats across the district or across the county. And here are some photos of a few of our activities. In the top, you'll see we're all wearing our pink shirts. And in that photo, along with our student council, is our superintendent, Tanya Horn Williams, and 2 breast cancer survivors, one being Miss Williams' mother and Baylor's grandmother, and Anita Tackett is Reagan's grandmother, and she is a breast cancer survivor and a FRYSC as well. The one beside of that is the council delivering treats to the Prestonsburg Healthcare Center. And that wonderful, lovely gentleman beside of them is my father. And he was very happy to see them. The second is us getting ready. We're stuffing treat bags for our community safe trick or treat at Love Homes. And beside that, you can see they had the Grinch and Peppa Pig out. And the photo beside of that is our local radio station, WMDJ, wanted to interview these kids. And so that was their interview that was live for that event. And then just a poster of some of the activities that we have done in the past. So all of that stuff is outside of our building, but inside of our building, they love Jiggy. And so any program that we bring into the building, they participate in it. They help unload vehicles and load them back up and are just really active, again, inside and outside of our building. And so, Reagan?
The William Petrie Scholarship is based on one of the officers that was lost in the Allen shooting a few years ago. We lost 3 officers and 1 K-9 unit, but the deputy sheriff was William Petrie. So, members of this council tried to chip in, and we gave up when we go to Kings Island. Well, when the seniors go to Kings Island,
When we used to go to
when we used to go to Kings Island. We gave up the fast pass, so we were able to afford this scholarship to anyone in our school building. And it's not just for people who are going to go to college, it's any field, workforce, trade, wherever you're going after high school, you're eligible to win a $1,000 scholarship. And it's essay based and it's completely anonymous. So it will go to the guidance counselor who will mark out any identifiable information. And then a council that is not school-based, that is completely outside, will judge the essays and pick a winner.
And that scholarship is awarded on our senior night. And Officer Petrie's wife and son come to present that award every year. So upcoming events.
This Thanksgiving, we'll be partnering with our local law enforcement to deliver Thanksgiving dinners to families in need.
The Grinch is coming to town to deliver stockings full of goodies to our feeder Hay Start programs.
We're doing nursing home visits with our stage band to do Christmas caroling and other activities.
We're doing fundraising to support activities and scholarships.
Easter egg hunt for the community.
And a Facebook page is coming soon so our community can get to know our council and see all the wonderful things that happen in and out of our school.
And so that was one of the things I was going to share. In doing what we do, our community reaches out to us. So just in these students going to the nursing home, you know, we just started talking and they have beautiful voices. And so the director of activities said, let's do something for Christmas. We always go at Christmas time and take the residents' fruit baskets and do a craft activity with them. But this year we're going a little bigger. We have recruited our stage band. So we're going to go during the day. We're going to hop a bus and we're going to go Christmas caroling with the residents, and the nursing home board of directors are going to feed the students and just make it a fun day for the residents. And that is their presentation.
All right. Is there any, with any of our coordinators on here, do you have any questions? Something you'd like to follow up on? We'll give you a minute to maybe you can put something in the chat, come off mute if you have any questions about maybe some of the things they're doing and how to maybe get it started. I'll give you just a minute in case anybody has any questions. While we're waiting there, I do want to say excellent job. I want to commend each and every one of you for the excellent work you're doing. Sounds like you're doing some just amazing things in your community, within your school, and just keep doing what you're doing. You've got a great leader there in Teresa, heading up, and you're all doing an awesome job of just taking the reins and doing things and jumping in. And you're doing an excellent job. It's always great to hear about the amazing things that are being done in the different parts of the state. And you're all right there at the top. So I want to make sure to give you that praise because it's definitely well deserved.
Well, we thank you so much, and I'm going to put Allie on the spot because if you don't have a FRYSC student council, I think it's important. I think every center needs one, and Allie said it best, and I'm going to ask her to repeat why student councils are so important.
Okay, so I think student councils are so important and should be incorporated all throughout the state because our youth have a voice, and we would like to represent our voices because we know in like times like today, leadership. Oh, sorry.
I put her on the spot. That's my fault. Your voice is powerful, and
our student voices are just powerful because adults, they get to hear other adults talking every day, on the news, on social media, but they don't really get to hear the students talking about this type stuff like this. So when they see a student's name in the newspaper or somewhere on social media, it may encourage them to go out and participate in community events rather than just hearing it from a higher power or authority.
and these kids, every single activity that we are doing, they came up with it. They're the ones that planned it, and and just right off the bat, one of our first couple meetings, they're like, okay, this is what we're going to do for November. This is what we're going to do for December. This is what we decided to take January off because apparently it's going to be a bad winter according to the almanac. So, we're going to do a fundraiser in February around Valentine's Day. So they are excited about doing things for their community. And I have people reaching out to me, hey, can your kids come and do this? We're having this event. Can they dress up? Can they be a part of this? And it's just amazing. Our local media has picked up on this council. So there's actually an article coming out in this week's paper about them and about this webinar Wednesday. And they just love to showcase our kids on what they have going on. And it is a powerful group. They have a powerful voice, and they are looked up to and admired throughout this community.
And I think that's great. And I think it's so important, as was stated, that the student voice is heard without a doubt. And so I think it's great they're getting some exposure there. And I'm sure that it don't want to put you on the spot, but if there's any coordinators that are interested in maybe getting started, we'll refer them to you all because it sounds like y'all got such a great grasp on what you're doing and how you're doing it. You could be a great asset to anybody throughout the state, whether it's Northern Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky, Western, or Southern Kentucky. I think this would be so beneficial all across the state.
Absolutely. Put my name out there.
Yeah, we'll definitely will. And just keep doing the great work. And I come to Floyd County some. It's probably got one of the coolest sports complex is there with the fields up on top of the mountain. I've been up there before. So that's really neat. So over in Laurel, I'm in Laurel County, so I'm a South Laurel guy, so it's hard for me. We've got North Laurel Jaguars, but I'll say go Jaguars for you all in that part of the state.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Just don't tell anybody at North Laurel I said that, and then they come after me, or South Laurel.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all. What I'll do, I'll stop the recording. You all are free to jump off, and then I'll give the coordinators the information they need for the rest of the webinar.
Okay.
But thanks
Thank you
again
so
for
much.
everything y'all did. All
Thanks.
right.